All right, hello. Close some of these windows here. All right, hey guys, I am just closing some of the windows here so I can go through the information that I want to go through tonight without having to go crazy clicking around. So, how's everyone doing this evening? Oh, okay, I just closed something I wanted. That's okay. Hmm. Oops. Hi, Michelle Reed. How are you? Hi, Louisa. How are you guys doing this evening? Glad you're here. So happy to see you here. You doing okay? Everyone recovering from Christmas? It's the day after Christmas. I was pretty tired today. I was like, I don't know if I can even stay up that late tonight. But here we are. Did you guys all have a nice Christmas? Hmm. Hey, Lauren, how you doing? How was your Christmas? Nice to see you. Hey, Cecile. Good evening. How are you, doll? Let's see. So I'm gonna just I'll let a few. Let's see if a few other people join. So I'll just chat for a moment. So the information I want to go over tonight is really just to clarify some misconception and confusion that has been going on, about this case. And these are just some very basic facts that really need to be clear in order to understand anything that people are interested in looking into. Um, in order to understand what is happening, we have to have the basic facts right. So, right, it only makes it's common sense. So, um, I don't think, I'm not claiming here. This is going to be a three-part series, anyhow. I'm going to go over in more depth than I have in the past couple live streams some of the cellular data, what it means, what we can tell from that data, and what we cannot tell from that data. I'm also going to go over the GPS tracking, which is separate from the cellular data because it works on satellite. Um, there is a distinction between whether anything that uses data or transmits data is running on a satellite system or a network. And it can be a little hard to understand, but what I've been trying to do is, just break it down so it is easy to understand. And there's no question about what is going on and what was going on at that time. Um, I had talked about in some, hi Era, how you doing? Hi Lily. Oh my gosh. Awesome. I'm so glad that you made it, Lily. It's always wonderful to see you. um, I know that there's been some, people have different theories, and I think that people in general are doing good work as they're looking into this case. I think in general, people do have good intentions in what it is they're doing. Sometimes I question that, especially lately. And I think sometimes when, and whether I'm not going to judge someone's intentions, but if you have a theory and you're excited about it, sometimes it's easy to, look at the data and look at the gaps that there is in the data and the evidence that was provided to us from law enforcement and sort of make those that information fit your own theory. So I think we have to be really careful to not do that. That's a very dangerous thing to do. And the mission on this channel is to to help to support the effort for complete justice being served to the victims. I don't believe that that has happened yet, but I don't believe that there's. I personally do not believe, and this is of course in my opinion, do not believe that there's some huge conspiracy theory involving dozens of people behind the death of this family. I just don't see that being substantiated by evidence in this case. And I think that an effort to substantiate some theories some people have taken the information that is out there and kind of twisted it all up. And I don't like that. I do have insight into cellular data and GPS. I worked in site acquisition, and I talked about this in a former live if you want to watch this. It's what my qualifications are. It's the one that says cell signals right in the middle in yellow. I worked in that industry for only 4.5 years. I have been talking to people who are experts in that industry, who have been, very informally consulting with me on this case. One of those people was a 22-year vice president for Verizon, and she's broken off now. She's retired from Verizon and she runs her own business in telecommunications. And the other one is actually the person that I used to work for that hired me in the firm that I worked for in Philadelphia, who has been working in this industry for 17 years. He's absolutely brilliant and he has insight into all aspects of telecommunications, cell towers, and GPS systems. These people are absolutely unflappable in their knowledge of this industry and this type of information, and I trust their analysis completely. So there's the background on that for you. Let's see here, just give me a moment. There we go. Whoops. Get some feedback. We don't want feedback. Feedback is never fun. Oh my goodness. All right. Let me just share this real quick. Okay, go. Just one other spot here. So I'm going to get to that information that I was talking about in like 1 minute, guys. So happy all you guys are here this evening. I always end up starting these at really weird times. That's all right. Oops. So let me do that. Okay. All right. So let's see. Hi Valerie, how you doing? Let's see. Ara, I think I said hello. Lauren, Lily. Awesome, guys. Okay. So do you guys, well, I don't know. Hi Nancy, how you doing? Nice to see you here. Thank you guys so much for being here. All right. So I think okay, so in this little presentation that I've done, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the distinction between Chris Watt's work phone and his personal phone. We're going to look at where that information that we can determine about the locations and such matches up and where it might not and why that might be. We're also going to look at some of the activity that happened on the morning of August 13th. Specifically in regards to pictures that were taken, from what phone they were taken on and what that means. We're also going to look at the favorite location information that was rendered from Chris Watt's iPhone, what that means and how reliable that information is. We're going to look at all that information together and see what conclusions can be logically drawn when we put that information together. It is always really risky to look at just one source of information to make a solid conclusion. And if you are doing that, it's really important to look at the validity and reliability of the information from that source. So when we are looking at something scientifically, when we're looking at it in a way where we are going to analyze it, where we're going to make a conclusion about how accurate it is or not, we look at two factors. We look at validity and reliability. So reliability is how many times out of a whole that instrument or that measurement gives us the correct result, right? And accuracy is how close the result that instrument or that measurement gives us, how close is it to reality. So when we're looking at all this information that has been provided us into discovery tonight or anytime, it's always important to consider two things: the validity and the reliability. The accuracy and the reliability of an instrument or measurement, and that's going to let you know how reliable that source is, okay? when you're looking at a source like I don't know, say somebody, like if you're looking at me, somebody, a YouTube creator who is, speculating about information, or who is claiming to draw certain conclusions based on the information that has been looked at, evaluated, and analyzed, you would say, okay, let's look at the accuracy and reliability from Kelly at Watts the Obsession. How often is, what she puts out there, or her conclusion, how often is it correct? And when she puts information out there, is it close to the truth? How accurate is it? One of my goals is to always provide information and make conclusions that are both reliable and accurate. That would make me, like a good source, right? Obviously, I'm not a firsthand source. I'm just somebody on YouTube talking about this stuff. Something that concerns me is, watching channels and seeing people claim to have proof, claim to have big news, claim to be making, ironclad conclusions that are neither reliable or accurate. That's concerning. And this live is aiming to just straighten out some of that confusion that may have been created by sources that are not accurate or reliable. Okay. Scottish girl Lynn, how are you? She says, I feel that Shanann and her babies could have been saved in first couple days while still alive if law enforcement, FBI had taken Chris many hints, statements, and work ordered them to ignore. That, that is possible. And hi, Matt Willis, how you doing? Glad to see you here, Matt. I personally, I will just say, because the information and the evidence that we have been provided is not complete, I hesitate to make any conclusions beyond what I say is my mere speculation as somebody who is knowledgeable in some areas, and somebody who really doesn't have experience or knowledgeable in reading some areas of the evidence that's been put out in discovery, right? Nobody's like a master of all trades. Nobody has complete command over all the kinds of information that are put out in discovery. And if you claim to, that's just like silliness, okay? So we can just say those people are neither reliable or accurate. They're just silly. Okay. So, but, I don't know if, the victims in this awful tragic case were, if their lives were ended on the 13th, or if it was later in that week. I think it could be either, in the very beginning, I just didn't think of the possibility of them, being alive for longer than past the morning of the 13th. There have been things put out there. People have considered things that, I give some credit, give some weight to, that show it may have been otherwise. I did do a video. I did it way back in like June or July, and I posted it again recently on the weather survey 319 on that day, on that Tuesday, on that Wednesday. So what I mean is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It is the absolutely most accurate and reliable weather analysis you're going to find. I went and looked back at historical records of weather at different sources from different locations around the Rogan area. I talked to people who are weather experts in that area and asked them what this information might mean for that area. I live in central New York. The weather is different here than it is in the plains of Colorado. The weather changes differently here than it does in the plains of Colorado. And weather from one location to the next, say where I sit right now, from a mile down the road, is going to be, the variability between it, the range of that weather is going to be different than you're going to find in the plains of Colorado or anywhere else in the world, right? So some of the people that live in that area in Colorado and some of the weather experts in the area of Colorado say that, especially when you're in those barren plains where it's flat and there's literally nothing topographically that offers any variation in elevation or, really even much plant life, you can, just look to your right and see miles to your right. You can look to your left and you can see miles to your left. And you can be standing right where you are and the weather seems mild, and you look to your right and you can see a mile away from you there is a torrential like downpour storm. That's kind of crazy. It's sort of hard to imagine. I've been to Colorado a couple times to that very area, and then also a little further north to like where Breckenridge is. I used to go snowboard in Breckenridge, and you can very clearly see that the environment, the geography, and the topography in that area is, it's really in my, well, I guess based on where I live and where I've been, it's sort of unique in that regard, right? So anyway, hi Debbie, how you doing? Oh, you didn't get a notification. That's a bummer. What the heck? Let me go make sure my notification is on really quick. Should be. I don't know. I'm not going to waste your guys' time doing that. So people can watch it after the fact, and that's okay. So I'm so happy you're here. I always love it when you're here, Debbie. Okay. Sorry, positive. She was there leading the whole plan. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Scottish Girlin. So I just want to see what you guys said in chat here. So Lily and Scottish Girlin are saying hi to each other, two of my sweeties. And then Scottish Girlin says, sorry, positive she was there and was leading the whole plan. Are you talking about NK? I think NK was there too. Initially I was going to go do a deep dive into the NK phone data from July 14th to August 14th this evening. But I think it's really important to get this other information straight first, because if we don't, and the other kind of speculative theories that aren't grounded in fact-based reality, keep spinning, I don't think that's good for anyone. There's been a lot of hostility towards victims' families. I just think that's gross. I don't like it. Those people, can we imagine what they've gone through? I can't. My hearts go out to them. I don't care what they do. I'm not going to stand in judgment of them. I've never in my lifetime experienced the kind of trauma that those people have endured going through this tragedy. And, I think even if somebody feels they have experienced that level of trauma, you're still, very cliche. You haven't walked a day in your shoes. And to judge them, I think, is not really okay. Whether or not they're on YouTube, really none of my business. If something like this happened to a family member of mine and I knew that people were on a social media site or on YouTube or whatever talking about it 24/7, it might drive me crazy after a while. I might go absolutely effing batshit crazy and not be able to get off of YouTube trying to see what they're talking about. I can imagine that reality happening. I think it's reasonable. And I think that what they're doing is really none of my business, so that's that. Oh yes, the GPS location. So Lily, I know you were asking about that in Dave's chat this morning, which I'm just going to say for the record, I did not agree with many of the assertions that were being made, not by you, but I know you're asking about that. I'm going to touch on that a little bit today towards the end. And then the next live I do is going to go deeper into the GPS satellite stuff. I will say to start that GPS is separate from GPS runs on satellite. Satellite is separate from cell towers, from a wireless network, from Wi-Fi, etc. Okay, GPS is global positioning, and it was created by the military in the. I don't want to give you a year because I might be wrong. It's a Google search away. I don't know if anyone wants to Google it right now. I don't want to waste your time with me looking up Google, but in some year, right? And that was so that they could keep better track of their assets, both their the physical assets and the manpower assets that they had out there. So there's, satellites roaming around the world that can literally, detect something at basically any point on the earth. So those systems of satellites together create the GPS, or the Global Positioning Satellite Network. That's different from a wireless network or a cellular network, okay? A wireless network is a cellular network, essentially. So, Geotab does in part run on satellite. Geotab is a very interesting proprietary technology. Well, it's not proprietary anymore. There's a lot of companies that use similar technology. However, some of the things that the Geotab system does runs on both of them. In some cases, you have to connect to a network in order to basically produce, not even get, but produce to the person who's needing the information about various, in this case, it's drivers, right? So let's see. What are the updates your iPhone? Is that wait, okay. So is that what updates your iPhone location? It's not. Your iPhone location it is not based on GPS technology. It is based on cell towers. And I am going to talk about that in that presentation. So let me get into this and let's I hopefully we'll get there before you fall asleep, Lily. Especially bald spot. Yeah, yeah, I feel ya. Scottish girl in. Yep, I feel you on that for sure. Okay, so let's get at it. I'm gonna share my screen in a minute. Let's see. Okay, whoops, let me get back up to the top of this presentation. All right, so some of this is gonna be like review for some of you guys. For others, maybe not. I don't know, but there will be conclusions that are not just mere review. So I am going to have to try to share the screen. I'm going to then have to check back in with you and say like, hey, are you guys seeing, the presentation? And then I'll get back to it. Because I don't usually use slides, but for this, it just made sense. So let's try. Okay. Well, no. Well, okay. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, wow. This is taking me to a whole new special screen. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. This is it. Cool. Okay. I think this is going to work. Let's see. It says it's processing. I hope it works just like this. It would be amazing. So, Scottish girl asks, is it true that even though NK thinks she deleted everything, the mobile company has everything for a certain number of years, she deleted stuff. So, okay, here's something interesting, Scottish girl in. Different companies will keep records for a various number of time. It's up to their company policy. Some companies won't keep them at all. They don't want to deal with it. They feel that they exposes them to too much liability, and they're just like, no, it's just I'm not going to do this, right? So, let's see. I'm just gonna see if this. Yeah, all right, that worked. Okay, it was really exciting for me, obviously. In this case, I don't know what the policy was for her carrier. I do know that, and this is something that I found out through my own quest in this case and my own mission to support that complete justice is served to Shanann, Bella, Cece, and Nico. I have a friend, I put his name out there. His name is Alex. He's a criminal defense attorney, works for a non-for-profit organization that he has a big hand in. And I've been trying to get him to check into this case with me for a long time. He's a really good friend of mine. I went to law school with him a long time ago, and his wife, and they're very, very close friends of mine. He wouldn't give it the time of day. And then just a few months ago, like late summer, he decided to take a look-see at it with me. So he got pulled into the case just like everyone else, hence what's the obsession? And, really ran with it. He ended up talking to, through his own connections and independently, without my prompting even, I wouldn't have even known he could do this, somebody who has firsthand knowledge of the case, who'd been working on the case since the beginning. And this person did concede to him that law enforcement does have and has had a bulk share of, I think that was the term that was used. I'll confirm with him what the term was used. He gave me some parameters for talking about the work that he's done. I had done a live disclosing a lot of things that, he and I had discussed, and he asked me to take it down because he thought that it put him at a risk. And also because some crazy person contacted him because apparently I gave away too much information, which of course I felt very sorry about. So I can only say so much on that. But this person connected to the case did tell him that they have almost all of the communications, which I was saying in my last live, leaves me with a question. Well, why isn't more of it in discovery? Then I think the interesting question is they obviously selected a certain portion of it to put in discovery to give to the public. Why did they select only the portion that they selected, right? So you've got to think, if they have all these communications, but we are only getting these ones that we see, which is a super small percent of them, everyone that has been placed in discovery is placed there for a reason, wouldn't you think? I don't think they arbitrarily said, let's put 2% of what we have in there and let's just arbitrarily throw the 2% in, whatever 2% the dice rolls. You know what I mean? So, let's see. Scotch Girl Lynn. Okay, so is it true she leaves stuff? And then Scotch Girl Lynn has also said, I have one video on my YouTube and it's NK pretending to be someone else and joins Mommy Ramblings. Really? Mommy Ramblings did not have a clue. But if you listen, it's really. Oh, Scotch Girl Lynn, could you tell me what video that is? I haven't seen it. And I would love to. I just kind of started watching Mommy Ramblings recently, and I would love to hear that. If you don't mind sharing, that would be amazing. And then Scotch Girl says, could CW give written consent to his dad to access his mobile phone records? Obviously, Rourke is not returning his mobile, but he could get everything with consent from Chris. I'm going to send that question to Alex. Scottish Girl, it's an excellent question. I'd never even considered that. I like that question a lot. Let's find an answer, okay? I will report back on that to you in the next live probably, okay? Okay, so Scottish Girl in the video, she says to Lily, the video is on my YouTube, only video. Okay, great. So if we go to your YouTube, we'll see it. Oh my God, I can't wait. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't wait to see it. That's awesome. Yay. Very cool. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Okay. So here we go. So we're looking at cellular data and also GPS. Cellular data in the beginning here of this presentation, what you can and can't tell. All right. So first of all, it's important to know a few things. We're looking at two phones that belong to Chris Watts. So Chris Watts' work phone, whenever I'm referring to his work phone in this presentation, you're going to see it highlighted in red. Okay. Chris Watts' work phone highlighted in red, just for clarity. So this is item number 40 in Discovery. It's important to know a couple things about his phone, guys. And these are things that I know from working in the telecom industry. The model of the phone is an iPhone 5S, okay? The date of the release of this phone is 2013. It's an old phone. So this happened in 2018. I got the iPhone 5S. It was the first iPhone I got. It's an old version. Even in 2018, I can think of what I was doing in 2018. If I still had it, I would have wanted to upgrade it for sure. You know, the operating system that it runs on is an iOS 7. Not so important, but here's two important things. The processor in the iPhone 5S, which is the iPhone that is Chris Watts' work phone, is a 1.3 gigahertz dual core processor. Okay, that's important. And the RAM stands for random access memory. Random access memory is a memory that exists right on your local telephone, right in your hand. It's right there. It doesn't rely on a cloud or an external device or anything else. So it's 1 gigabyte. Okay. So let's look at his personal phone. His personal phone is item 41 in Discovery. In Discovery, it's interesting. They don't even give us the model, but they do tell us that the model number is model MM522LL/A. So research, not a lot of research, a quick Google search tells us that this is a model for an iPhone 7 Plus, okay? So the date of the release of Chris Watts' personal phone, which is item 41 Discovery. And in this presentation, Chris Watts' personal phone is going to be highlighted in purple. Purple, personal phone, purple, okay? So we can see right away that Chris Watts' work phone is a model that is 3 years older than his personal phone. The processor for his personal phone is a quad core, okay? The RAM, or the random access memory, that local memory on the device, is 3 gigabytes. So looking at the processor, Chris Watts' work phone has that dual core processor, and his personal phone has a quad core. What does that mean? Dual core processes twice as fast as a single core, and a quad core processes 4 times as fast as a single core. All right. So what that means is, now in an Android phone, that's really important. Okay. But in an iPhone, due to proprietary technology, you know what I mean? Due to iPhone technology, It's not as important. However, it is important if you're running a lot of applications or if you're in a location that does not have reliable cell service. The quad core on his personal phone is going to process information at 4 times the speed, or I'm sorry, twice as fast as his work phone. What does that mean as far as cellular connectivity and cell towers? Knowing that he exists on this earth, it can be significant. Also significant in this regard is the random access memory, the RAM for his personal phone is 3 gigabytes. The RAM for his work phone is 1 gigabyte. Is that important when we're looking at cell data and what the information can tell us? Hell yeah, it is. When you look at the processor and the RAM in conjunction with one another, this all means that his personal phone is going to be let's go to the next slide. What does this mean? Let me read it to you. Essentially, a dual core processor processes data twice as fast as a single core, and a quad core 4 times as fast as a single core. RAM for iPhones. RAM is not as important as it is in an Android due to proprietary technology. However, several applications are running at once. A higher RAM phone will be more efficient. Conclusion. A better processor and higher RAM will ultimately make for a better and faster phone. And this includes when a phone connects to a tower antenna. In terms of Watt's work phone and personal phone, his personal phone had a higher RAM and a better processor, which means it will connect faster and more readily, especially when it is working hard to find a network, okay? So, hi, Desire, Merry Christmas. So happy to see you. Oh, I miss you. I'm so happy you're here. Welcome, sweetie. So great to see you. Wonderful to see you. So this is really important because I do have a map that I'll show you of the cell towers in 2018. This is something that is kind of hard to get your hands on these days, but one of my friends that I used to work with that I was telling you about got it for me. So we can see exactly where the cell towers were and what carriers they had on them in 2018. Pretty cool, right? Okay. So, so this is from Discovery, and it's just looking at the different phones that were collected for evidence and the information they gave about them. So it tells us under synopsis, the reports were generated from Axiom and Cellebrite and for all submitted items. These reports include numerous subreports, which may assist in review of the data. Subreports include chat, timeline, contacts, web-based artifacts, and more. All reports have been provided on CD2. Reports should be reviewed in their entirety. That's interesting. Reports should be reviewed in their entirety. Reports should be reviewed in their entirety. It says it right here in Discovery, and not looked at one part at a time or one item at a time, not cherry picked. And never should we take one piece of information and run with it, making a conclusion that is not going back to reliable or accurate. Okay, findings. To assess the content of the CD2, we don't need to read that. Okay. So Watt's work phone, remember in this presentation, Watt's work phone will be highlighted in red. Watt's work phone is red. Item 40. So it's a black, as we said, iPhone 5S. Prior to processing, the photos were taken to document the phone's condition. This phone was secured by way of a PIN. They gave him the PIN number. Prior to processing, the phone was placed in a Ramsey box to charge. It was determined that the phone was on airplane mode, and therefore the phone was removed and processed using Cellebrite and Axiom. So a Ramsey box is a box that anything that connects to a cellular network will be placed in. Once something is in the Ramsey box, the Ramsey block electromagnetically blocks it from connecting to a network. Okay, and the law enforcement put the phone on airplane mode because that would ensure that Chris Watts or whoever, could not remotely access the phone and change anything or delete anything. Okay. Yeah. So that's that. But airplane mode, keep that in mind because this is interesting. Okay. The analyst says, I reviewed the timeline within the Cellebrite report, and it appeared they noted the last message. Remember, this is his work phone. On Sunday, the 12th of August, was sent at 6:12 p.m. The next message was sent on Monday morning, the 13th of August at 6:31 a.m. following an attempted phone call to Cody Roberts. Okay. So, seeking the truth with Dave, I do not believe that to be true. And if you can just please listen to the presentation, just relax. Thank you. I manually reviewed the phone's content and documented several artifacts found within the phone that included the health data section and the location services section of the phone. These photographs will include the physical activities such as steps, other movements, and related activity on the date of Sunday the 12th to Monday the 13th. Okay. The location services noted activity in Rogan on 8/13/2018. And now just hold tight because there's going to be more notes about that here in the discovery. Okay. Let's see. So all of this information will be available within processing the photos for this device. Below are some of the screenshots found. Okay. I did not agree on that last night whatsoever. I would never agree on that. Okay, Chris Watt's work phone is in red in this presentation for clarity. So there were 481 steps around 4:30 a.m. We do not know why. That should say do not know why, okay? It makes sense that there are very few steps were clocked around 6 a.m. This is a time that Chris Watts was ostensibly driving to Survey 319. You see, there were steps clocked from around 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. continuously. So you see here where this little attempted arrow is pointing. We see it's around 4:30 a.m. There were a lot of steps, about 481 steps. So that's a lot of steps when you're just walking around your house at 4:30 a.m., right? I mean, I'm not doing that at 4:30 a.m., that's for sure. So at 6 a.m., the steps drop significantly. And, at this point, as you're going to see, the work phone and the cell phone and the personal phone are together. And then here on the work phone, we see around, it looks like around 7, the activity increases, the steps increase. And then at 8, the steps increase even more. So he's at work, he's working, he's walking around, people are there. All of this is going on. Yeah, he was a busy guy. Phones use satellites to connect to the area as far as geotab goes, okay? So there's a whole lot of information on this. Some of it out there is correct. Some of it isn't correct. And I'm going to go over that in this presentation. It is not accurate. This statement is not accurate. The statement of phones use satellite to connect to the area, not cell towers. That is not an accurate statement. That should not be out there. It is not accurate. So that's that. So Chris Watt's work phone, again, noted in red in this presentation for clarity. Here is the walking and running distance data. So again, around 4:30 a.m., some distance was clocked. It makes sense, again, that around 6 a.m., very little distance was covered. I did not agree, Dave. I'm not even going to ask you to show me where I agree because I don't agree with that. So if I agreed, my bad. I'm a human being. Sometimes I make mistakes. I don't claim to know all things about everything like some other people I know. So if I agree to that, my bad. I do not agree with that. That's not an accurate statement. Hi, Pride and Honesty. How you doing? So it makes sense again that around 6 a.m., very little distance was covered. This ostensibly was when he was in his truck going to Survey or somewhere else. Some people think possibly Survey. The distance clocked after 6 a.m. when Watts would have arrived at Survey, again, increased. That makes good sense, right? So this is all sensible so far. Dave, I don't really care what's on your 55-inch screen. Please stop quoting me. I don't agree now. That's the record. Thank you. All right. Chris Watt's work phone again and noted in red in this presentation for clarity. So again, you see the above mentioned noted here. So right now we're looking at walking and running distance. And here, oh, look, they make a nice note for us that this is 0.16 miles. So again, at 4:30, when you're walking around your house, that is a lot of miles to be clocking. I am creating my own content, Dave. I mean, what are you talking about? Like, this is just, you know what? Let's just say bye-bye. Goodbye. Block. Goodbye, Dave. Later. I can't even. Seriously. He's like off the hook. His theory is crazy that there's like freaking 10 people involved in this. I'm sorry. I was in chat this morning and I guess I made a mistake because I wouldn't have said this intentionally if I didn't thought it wasn't put out there, but they were talking about Sandy Rusick, who my heart goes out to the woman. I have no criticism of her. I said earlier in this live, if I had been through that trauma, I may have gone freaking batshit crazy. I don't know. Like, I can't, I'm so sorry for that family. I want to cry just thinking about it. Every time I think about it, it's terrible. Okay. So pride or honesty, I see your, okay, I gotcha. I see your comment, and I'd like to ask you some more questions about that sometime. Okay. Hi, Joan Bradley. How are you? It's okay. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Lily. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I blocked him from chat. I just think he's like kind of like going crazy with this now. So anyway, I made a comment like, well, of course, if people are saying that she had a hand in, killing her daughter and her granddaughters, of course she's not going to like be favorable to you or whatever. And he was like, I have never said that. Like he probably said it about 20 times. Well, he did say that personally to me on the phone several times. And that's at the point when I was like, I think I am, separating from this idea because I don't believe that at all. At the time when I was talking to him about it, it was that Sandy Rusick ordered a hit on Shanann and got the freaking Dirty South Wheels people involved. So they were all involved. I just can't even, guys. I'm sorry. I can't even. Much peace to everyone and whatever, but I just can't even with that. So moving on. Okay, so here's something interesting. Okay, so Lily, this is what you're talking about, sweetie. So this is Chris Watt's work phone, item 40, with a significant location. Okay, so this is his work phone again. Okay, so this is where that 902 information came in, which is, thank you very much, Debbie. I really appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Joan. I appreciate it very much. I'm just so over it. And I don't want, I know I'm going to be attacked now because of what just happened. You all witnessed it. Whatever, it just means nothing to me. So this is where the 902 narrative came in, which is not correct. I'm sorry. I think TJ works hard. I think she does some good work. I think she used to do awesome work. I think her work is like, now. I think that she's gotten pulled into that narrative. And that just makes you change your perspective on things. So this is nothing personal against her. I think she's, I used to be like her biggest fan. But she was looking at one piece of information. I think that is not reliable. I understand that the geotab runs on satellite. That's not enough to even cover along with this information in one live. I will be getting to it this week. So I don't want to say that I don't have an understanding of it or I haven't covered it, or saying that I don't have an understanding of an industry that I worked in, and the Apple expert Jeff knows everything. I'd like to know what his position and qualifications are. I don't need to hear it anymore. I'm over it. So 902, we see. Okay. So we do see that Chris Watt's work phone logged into this spot or was picked up in this spot through his iPhone, which this significant location feature works on cell phone towers starting at 9:02 a.m. Okay, well, he's not there until 9:02 a.m. So I'm assuming that prior to 9:02 a.m. that day, or at 9:02 a.m. that day, he would have been in another location he was often at. So why is nothing logged there? It just, anyway, so that's that. That's what the iPhone says. Okay, the work iPhone. So, look at significant location. So this is, you can read a number of articles about this. There are telecommunications and different data journal articles on this topic. I've read through some of them. They're just too dense to put into this presentation. If you do not know things related to the industry, it would bore you to absolute death. And you know what? Telecom industry is super nerdy and really specific. There's no reason you should know much about this if you're not involved in the industry, okay? So just a Google search result says, how accurate is significant locations on iPhone? And everything that you will find says the same thing. This is the nutshell, my friends. Okay. Oh, wait, I want to see what you're saying. I'll be right back at you. Pride or honesty. I always like to like your input. So it says a significant location change is the least accurate of all location monitoring types. The significant location feature on the iPhone is the least significant of all location monitoring types. Now, let me point out that is the only place where you will see that the first time, supposedly, if you choose to read it this way, Chris Watts was in Survey 319. The morning of Monday the 13th was 9:02. The only place where you can even kind of glean that information is from the significant location feature on the iPhone, which is the least accurate of all location monitoring types. Remember, we said that accuracy and reliability are the two most important, validity and accuracy are the two most important things to determine if a source is reliable ever in life, right? So, okay, not reliable. It only gets updates when there is a cell tower transition or change. This can mean a varying level of accuracy and updates based on where the user is. City area, more updates with more towers. So what this means is when you are in Rogan or Keensburg, Colorado, in the rolling barren plains of Colorado, where there is very little cellular coverage, especially in 2018, especially for the carrier that Chris Watts had for his work phone. Oh my gosh. So when there's barely any signal for your phone, anything to pick up your signal, your phone signal out there, your significant location feature on your iPhone is going to be crap. It is not accurate. It's like kind of silly it was even included in, well, I don't know. The people, I guess, that put together this part of the discovery, I guess they are supposed to be experts in this area, but whatever. It's in there, so fine. It's not accurate. Let's move on. Good Lord. Okay. Let's go to Chris Watts' personal phone. Chris Watts' personal phone is in purple in this presentation. Purple, personal phone, presentation, personal phone, purple. Got it? Good. I just want to say, Pride or Honesty says, I don't like Geotab because it seems like only records, locations at the ignition, stop, start. That is very great point, Pride or Honesty. I knew I loved you with all my heart and more, and I do, and that is accurate. And I don't know if I'm going to be getting to that this week, but it is on the roster. I'm just going to say this. I've been, listening to all of the analysis of the Geotab stuff from various creators, from various sources for a while. And, my quiet analysis that I was doing by myself before I even had my YouTube channel for like a year before that, at least, while I was finishing up grad school. And, I shared before that it was my goal I just thought it'd be fun to learn how to do video editing, do a little YouTube channel. So this is how this all started. What my analysis and my evaluation did not match up with what other people were saying in many regards. In some regards it did, but in many regards it did not. I talked to the people at Geotab. I watched all the videos available. I ordered a demo pretending that I did all this stuff to get the information. And I just, second guessed myself, and things that I wanted to put out there, I did not, because it would have been refuting, some creators that I liked and respected. And I just didn't want to do that because that's not my thing. I do not like it. I do not like the drama. I do not like the conflict. I do not like it. So even though I had different information, at first I second guessed myself. And when I revisited, I thought, well, I think that my analysis is correct. I had some people who are experts far more than me look at it, and they said, yeah, they didn't agree with everything I had, but what they did, and I came to conclusions. I still don't want to put it out there because I respect these creators. I don't like the drama. I've never wanted to do anything that was, just contrary or controversial. My opinions changed on this when I've seen all of these attacks against the families of murder victims. That turns my stomach, and it makes me lose respect for what you have to say, or what a person has to say. Okay, so anyway. Tanya says, significant location only logs an area and not exact location, if that helps. Yes, that's correct, Tanya. Absolutely 100% correct. Okay, so item 41, Chris Watt's personal phone. Purple, personal phone, purple, purple, purple. Item 41 is a black iPhone 7, which was secured by the PIN number. He had the same PIN number for both phones. Just a side note, we all know that's not a good security tip right there. The phone was removed from the evidence packaging and placed into a Ramsey box. And again, I talked about what that is. You guys might know anyway. And it was not on airplane mode. So they had to switch it to airplane mode to ensure that nobody could access it remotely, you know. Let's see, once switched to airplane mode, the phone was processed using the tools described above. I briefly reviewed the phone's contents and noted several artifacts which were documented by way of processing photos. Some of these photos have been provided below. Photographs were taken on 8/13/2008 in the Rogan area, and this is the information that can be found with the locations on the Cellbrite report. Okay, so one of these is the 7/18 photo of Chris Watt's laptop. I know this morning was on Dave's channel. He was like, it was taken on his work. It was taken on his personal phone. It's in black and white. It was taken on his personal phone. Item 41 is personal phone. It says it several places in Discovery. Just so let's get clear on that. Okay. Debbie says it's not a competition. We just want the correct facts. Let's listen to it all. Absolutely, Debbie. I totally 100% agree with you. 100%. Yeah. Yeah, yes, Desiree, yes. Desired. I think you changed your name, remember? Yes, totally. I can't stand the drama. I can't stand the victim blaming. I can't stand the, Sandy Rusick, you ordered a hit. I'll tell you this personally, and then I'll, say a million times that those words have never come out of my mouth, which is a bold-faced lie, like right in front of you. I do not stand by any of that. It's your decision if you do. So here's Chris Watt's personal phone, purple first personal phone, item 41. So the walk run distance information here. So you'll see again at around 4:30 a.m. There was a lot of distance. Well, a lot of distance for 4:30 a.m. in your own house covered. So they have noted here that it's 0.18 miles. So when we look back at his work phone, it's 0.16 miles. So at 4:30 a.m., when you're in your house at that hour, while the data between the work phone and personal phone do not line up exactly, they line up pretty closely up until at some point 6 or 7, prior to 6 a.m., okay? Prior to 7 a.m. But then there's more to that too, so I shouldn't have even put that out there just yet, so let's wait. Okay. Let's see. So yes, that's right. He was bullying Kelly. It was mean. Yes, he's a mean person. He's a very mean person. And TJ, this is no reflection of you because you're working with him. I do not think that about you. So please do not take it that way. But he was mean. He's mean. Okay, so here's the walking and running distance. And again, this is purple. The personal phone data continues. And this is basically showing the same thing, I think. I got a little frazzled with that. I'm sorry. I kind of lost track of what I was, I'm sorry, this is 0.19 miles, by the way, which is exactly what I did not want to do. So, yeah, okay, yeah. All right, so it's the same slide, sorry. Okay, so again, personal phone, purple, Chris Watt's personal phone, item 40. So these are the steps taken. So again, all of the repetition here is just to show the point of, we really know the pattern of his movement at this time, okay? So let's see. That was said. Is that a question, Joan? So again, at 4:30, there were a lot of steps taken. Again, at around 6 o'clock, those steps decreased dramatically, which makes sense because he was ostensibly in the car on the way to Survey or just on the way to somewhere else if you don't agree with that, okay? So, okay. So personal phone. Okay, so here we have, let's see. So this is the favorites location feature on the iPhone, and it shows all of these different places. And, oh, I can't see it on my own. Let's see, I gotta blow that up there. All right. Oh, wait, hold it. Okay, whoops. So, oh, wait, hold on. I'm gonna put that up there in a minute, TJ. I couldn't see what it said at the bottom because of the putting the comments up. So it says the specific location within Rogan as seen from the, what does it say? Oh, I can't wait. I have to remember exactly what this says. There's like my little thing that says slide arrow to the right, arrow to the left is blocking it. Just one second. I go to my own slides backstage. Sorry guys. Where'd it go? There it is. The specific location within Rogan as seen from the satellite is not shown due to the phone being off the network, okay? So here's the thing. So Lily, this goes to your question about whether the favorite location or the save location feature in the iPhones works off GPS or cell. It is both. The answer is both. They have to, and I have this information and another presentation that's getting all put together for you guys. I'm not ready to put it out there yet because I want to make sure all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. Because remember, the whole goal of this little 3-part series is for clarity and not obfuscation of facts, okay? I don't want to confuse anything anymore. Don't want to create any drama. I don't want to create any bad feelings. I don't want to create any confusion or none of that. That's just none. I don't want any of that. So, Lily, Tuesday or Thursday, I'll let you know which night it's going to be and which live it's going to be in. I'll let you know. It's going to be all like laid out there. And I'm actually going to see if my friend Marco, who is the person who's the absolute expert on this and has been forever, will come on in voice at least. I think he might. He's kind of a quirky character. He really likes the fact that this information is going on YouTube. He feels like it makes him cool. His kids think he's cool now, he said. So he just might come on to get in favor with his kids. So again, it says the specific location within Rogan as seen from the satellite is not shown due to the phone being off the network. So we're just going to accept that as fact for now for the purpose of this presentation because I do have to keep it short because I'm exhausted the day after Christmas. And I promise you we will come back to that and look at it more completely, okay? So, oopsie. Okay, let me get back here. Okay. Oh, wait. I want to see what TJ said. Technician puts the phone in flight mode, normal procedure. That's why the phone cannot pick up satellite map and show in the discovery. Yeah. So yeah, the technician, that's right. So when the technician when they get like Chris Watt's phone in this case, they put in the Ramsey box. The Ramsey box is going to electromagnetically block the phone from connecting to any network. They're also going to put the phone in airplane mode, which it looks like they did immediately, or law enforcement did rather, with his work phone, but they didn't do it with his personal phone, which, I don't know, according to protocols, is it up to law enforcement or is it up to the technician? I don't know. But anyway, the technician obviously caught it and switched the personal phone into airplane mode, so nobody is able to access anything on that phone remotely and change any of the data that they might see, that's material to the case, right? So that's what that's all about. Okay, so again, we see here the personal phone. We see that, okay, now for those of you that are just getting on here, in the very beginning of this live, I discussed the distinction between Chris Watt's work phone, which is a 5S. It was released in September of 2013. It runs on an iOS 7 operating system. It has a 1.3 gigahertz dual core processor and 1 gigabyte of RAM. And I discovered what that might mean. Pride or Honesty seems to not think that dual core versus quad core, these are very technical things. But, okay, what we do know, I don't want to recap all of it because I'm going to talk to him about that. And if there's a conclusion put out there, I'll let you know. Is that his personal phone is a different model. It's a 7 Plus, and it came out 3 years later in 2016. It's a quad core, and the RAM, random access memory, is 3 gigabytes. So And it's also a different carrier. His work phone was Verizon, and his personal phone is AT&T. Oh my gosh, this was a really big deal. So the cell phone tower map that I have for you from 2018 is going to show you that AT&T was a dominant carrier by far in that area, which kind of makes me sad because when I was in site acquisition, Verizon was my primary client. So I always just feel like I'm rooting for them. I don't know why, because I've given them way too much money in my lifetime. You'll clearly see that that AT&T at that time had a much greater network capacity and capability than did Verizon. So again, guys, his work phone was Verizon. I can't believe I didn't note that here. And his personal phone is AT&T. By virtue of that, we know that, and when we look at the towers that are just in the Rogan-Keensburg arrow, it is so clear that an AT&T phone is going to have a much better time out there in the barren plains of Colorado than is a Verizon phone. Got it? Okay, so back to where is I? Okay, whoopsie. All right. So now let's talk about the picture that's taken at 17 a.m. So at 18 a.m., it is noted in Discovery that okay. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. So, wait, did I get that backwards? I may have gotten that backwards. Item 41. So let's see. What took this 718 photo? I may have gotten that backwards. Oh, crap. Let me see. Let me look at the Discovery exactly and answer that question. Because if not, I just won't go over that part of it. Because then that would not be correct and there would be no point because that would be going against the whole purpose. Let me just look at this super quickly offline here or not offline, but off StreamYard and chat amongst yourselves. All right. I still have too many tabs open here. So does that information so far make a little bit of sense to you guys? Just to clarify some differences between, I don't know, as to why the different phones might connect differently. I guess that's the basic point here. Where am I here? Okay, I have to go way up in Discovery. I've been using a Mac. It's just been this school year. I've been using a Mac for, for work. So I've been using it, for a lot of things. And I am so bad at scrolling and navigating around this thing. It's just insane. Hold on. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. I just got to find the right pages. Let's see. Crap, what page is it on? Let's see. All right, I'm almost there. So I'm sure you guys are chatting amongst yourselves. No, Chris Watt's personal cell phone is item number 41, and his work phone is item 40. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yep. I just looked it up in Discovery. So it's in a few places. So what does this say? Can't see this. Hold it. Sorry. Oh, item 41 is the work phone, Tanya. Item 41 is the work phone. And item 40 is the personal phone. It says it right in Discovery. Yeah, for sure. Did I write that? Oh, yeah. Here I have it wrong. His personal phone is 40. That was the only slide I had. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, I got it. Yeah, work phone is 40. Now I'm confused. Let's see. Item 40 is work phone. Okay, so I'm not sure what you're let's see. Let's see. I'm not sure what you're referring to. So I think I'm just gonna let's see. I don't know because I don't want to go on to the next one part if it's not correct. Pictures taken, routine, work phone, personal phone. Okay. So so I'm just gonna stop there because I don't want to accidentally put out anything that is not correct. So and then I'll pick up here next time. Let me end this and remove that from studio. Oh, yeah. Oops, let me take that down. So, okay. Lily Shaw, makes sense not to switch a phone to airplane mode since an accomplice might still be messaging. Wait, so Pride or Honesty, you say it makes sense to not switch a phone to airplane mode since an accomplice. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, totally. Yes. Yeah, that is probably what they were thinking. Yeah, see, it's really good to put heads together. Yep, that's really a very good thought. I didn't even think of that. Hi, Farah. How you doing? All right. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Michelle, so sweet. Aw. Oh, don't know, Lily. You're so sweet, Lily. Seriously, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. You're so sweet. It's okay though. I mean, whatever. I think that he's like an unstable person, and that's my personal opinion, and whatever it is, what it is. I mean, just thank you though, sweetie. I really appreciate it. Oh, Joan, thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you guys. You guys are all wonderful. Yes, we will start. Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah, so we will pick up another night. You guys are so sweet. I appreciate all of you guys. You have such wonderful hearts, and I appreciate all of you so much. We'll definitely pick up another night. His one work phone is 5 years old and his personal phone is 3 years old. Both have different carriers. Yes, that is correct, Debbie. So that was the part of the basic point is that when we are looking at the data in that's been put out, or when we're analyzing things that have been put out as evidence, and as we all know, it's not nearly everything that it should be. There is a difference between his personal phone and his cell phone. There are several differences, and they are material for that area at that time in 2018, based on the antennas that were available for different carriers with different supporting different technologies. There is a huge difference between when his cell phone and his work phone may or may not connect to a cellular network. And right now we're talking about cellular networks, cellular data exclusively. Does that make sense? Let's see. Yes, I will. I will definitely call you, Joan. I would love to. So I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm gonna have to. So Tanya says personal phone item 41 had to have fine connection since tower is AT&T, but item 41 did not enter through satellite until 9:30. It should have been his work phone that didn't pick up. Um, I'm not sure exactly what that means, but um, so, well, let's look at which phone did. Well, I'm going to look at here. I'm going to take you guys click through back through everything. So the phone that let's see, I'm going to go right to look at it right in the discovery. Oops, not too far. All right, here we go. Okay, so we're close to that. Sorry, guys, just give me a second. So I'm just checking up on something. And, and the point is not to like say anyone or anything is wrong or right. The point is just for, straightening out information that is not made clear by law enforcement as they present it in the discovery. And, I think, a lot of that was certainly done intentionally with the intention of leaving people with just a lot of confusion. Because if there's so much confusion and not a lot of agreement on what is going on, nobody's going to be able to, you know, uh, get a grasp on information that is solid enough, or so they thought, to make a difference and what they wanted the outcome to be. So I'm still scrolling back up here. All right, and one evidence item. So all the information that was related to the cell phones was definitely connected to the right phone, the work phone versus the personal phone. Oops. And what I'm questioning is things that are attached to the different items, 40 and 41, like the pictures taken, which phones are connected to. But, I think it's always good to, to ask questions of everything. When I I have like 4 people blocked from my channel. One is now Dave, but like literally 4, and that's it. There's never been a need. People comment on my channel and question me. People sometimes say things about me that are, I mean, if they're hostile, if they're hostile about someone else, I remove them immediately because I don't ever want something, a comment someone else posts to be the comment that puts another person over the edge. I don't know what another person's like emotional or mental temperature is like on any given day. I will always accept the harshest criticisms of myself because it's my channel. I put myself out there in that way. And, I know that I can handle it or I know what I can't handle. Um, but so for that reason, I allow people to speak their mind on my channel in the comments, and I invite that. And if it doesn't agree with me, that's fine. I don't erase it. When Dave was a moderator on my channel, we had a habit of anytime anyone would say something that didn't agree with him, or God forbid, there were comments that said, not so nice things about him, but I would have left them up there because it's the policy of my channel to do so. If they were hostile, if they were really mean, of course I would have taken them down. All of those things were getting deleted. There are people that I have to go like make amends with because like things were said to them on my channel or, their comments were taken down and I didn't want them to be. And so, talking to Dave, he's like, well, if you let people say that, on your channel, you're going to, be a, epicenter for drama. I never have been. I never will be. Says, I have 500 people blocked from my channel. Well, I have 4. So, what does that tell you? And he has, maybe like 1,000 subscribers more than me. So that's a big difference. 4 people blocked versus apparently 500 blocked. There's a reason you have a need to block people. I don't want to block people. Like, that's not the idea. The idea is like to connect. and to come together and to work together and to synthesize our ideas and not to, run off in some like weird direction because it seems to be, catching some, some friction on the roads of YouTube traffic. Just like I do not stand by that. I'm having the worst time trying to find this. It's because I cannot navigate this scroll here. So I think I'm going to say I just don't care right now. Wait, okay, I think I found it. Okay. Okay, so item 41. Yes, that's right. Item 41 is a personal phone, and item 40 is the work phone. So thus far, I had the numbers switched. So going any further would be, thank you, TJ. Going any further would then flop things around. So we won't do that. But up until this point, they were just numbers. So that's good. Okay, perfect. Perfect stopping place. So I am going to continue with, but I do have to say there are two spots in Discovery where the item numbers are flip-flopped. I just spotted them with my own eyes when I was looking through all that stuff. That is just really insane. Discovery is such a bowl of porridge. Okay, so just take a look at some comments and yeah, right. Debbie says we all know one thing. He was at Serby because the workers saw him. Yeah, I mean he was at Serby. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it was. It doesn't matter what number the phone was up until this point. It's when you start to look at what activity happened on the phone where it matters. Anyhow, in my presentation is what I'm talking about, not in general. Let's see. Let's see. I haven't got a proper check. I'm not confident enough. There's this putting. Oh yeah. So wait, Scottish girl. So if we just go to like if I go to I think I'm going to try it right now actually. So if I just go to you, if I find you and I go to you, I'm going to try it. Will I be able to see that or hear it cuz I really want to hear that. Let's see. Where's Scottish girl row? Oh, hi. Oh, hi, Iroll. How are you? Well, when I was referring to Dave, I was referring to, Dave C, not Dave G. Dave Seeking the Truth. There she is. Okay. Scottish girl Lynn. Okay, let me see here. Go to channel. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know if I can. Let's see. I found it. I found it.
Can't even begin to imagine how she must feel, both her and Frank.
Wait a minute. Hold it. Because you guys can hear it. Scottish girl Lynn, is it okay if I play this when you guys can hear it, or would you prefer that I not? Because I'll wait for you. And again, if I do play it, I will be giving credit to Mommy Girl Mommy Rambling, Mommy Girl. I'll be giving credit to Mommy Rambling's blog because that's where she found this. I don't see Dave G. Oh, I can. Awesome. We're gonna listen to it, guys. So, yeah, Desired. I don't see Dave G anymore. I was just talking with Nancy about that. I haven't seen him in a while. I don't know. I don't know if he's around or not. So let's listen to this. Thank you so much, Scottish girl. And this is like super exciting for me. All right. So you said it's a few minutes in. So I'm going to skip to like a couple minutes in. Let's see.
It's been a while since I've posted a link in the chat there with people. Okay. Well, we've got Nightbot. Yeah, Nightbot. Nightbot's awesome. I like Nightbot.
So we are listening to Mommy Ramblings. One of her videos, and apparently someone calls in, and apparently it's NK disguised as not NK.
This footage on the Carolyn has the original CCTV footage of that morning when he leaves the house. Other than it being on a loop, because it was kind of putting on a loop in the World County Discovery, it's just him coming out, but it's a repeated clip. I also went over it on my channel, so it was just him by himself coming out of his house.
I think if you zoom in and you zoom in and you zoom in on it, you can make it look like you can make it look like a lot of things because it gets so distorted.
Yeah. I think the video that I put up, I think it's called "What's Not in the Shadows." I think that's the name of the video that I did. I did about pareidolia and how you can see things and shapes if you zoom in on them, and I've given examples of that. But the clip was the easiest bit to do. Because it's just repeated. You can see Nate's house, and he's got a flag outside his house. And when the clip resets, you can see the flag jump.
Right.
Whereas everything else is, because it's quite dark and the light isn't the best, it's hard to see anything else. But if you look at the flag, you can see the clip reset, so it's actually just duplicated. Oh, wow. I thought most people would have known that, but obviously people repeat the same information. Yeah, I had no idea about that. I was pretty convinced that it was.
Whoa!
Okay.
This is what you're talking about?
A lot of us.
Holy cow! Wow! Wait. Okay. All right. I just heard that. Wait. Okay. Let's listen. All right. Let me go back a little. Whoa! That really sounds like her. You're right. Holy cow! All right.
And the light isn't the best. It's hard to see anything else, but if you look at the flag, you can see the clip reset, so it's actually just duplicated. Oh, wow. I thought most people would have known that, but obviously people repeat the same information.
Yeah, Tracy, I saw that.
Yeah, I had no idea about that. I was pretty convinced that it was her. I don't know.
I mean, in the beginning, a lot of us were like, "Oh gosh, she's got to be involved," and kind of looked at different scenarios and stuff like that. But then, as you go on, they didn't have anything else on her. If they had something, they weren't going to let her go. So there was nothing there. And yes, a catalyst. Yes, she definitely was a catalyst. Yeah. Maybe didn't have a good moral compass, looking up Shanann, stuff like that. Yeah, you could say all that about her, but that she murdered the kids, no. Or she, No,
I think she was a silly girl who got herself.
Does she speak again?
Because she was selfish.
Scotch Berlin?
And she didn't want people getting a hold of things on her phone because she knew what was on there, and there'll be photographs on there that we haven't seen that would be the last thing you would want anybody else seeing. Of yourself, if that makes sense. And I think she was ashamed, and probably rightly so. You don't expect that to become public knowledge, do you? So I think that's basically what it was. But there's
I'll play it again, Joan. I want to see if she talks again, though.
And people can suspect that's fine, and I completely get that. But I don't think so.
Speak.
But yeah, that clip is definitely just him by himself on his lonesome, coming out of the house in the morning.
Mary, where are you saying that? He didn't say that. She's saying, but Chris is saying she was involved. Where? Mary, where is he saying that?
He's never said that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He said he wouldn't protect her, but people assume that he's talking about her.
He had stuff to tell. He said he was using the stuff he's going to take to his grave. Well, he never said that was about her, though.
Yeah, he's never implicated MK.
Wow.
I think he's played some mind games with her from jail.
Speak.
No, people are saying they have proof that she wrote him on a postcard.
Where did you see that, Mandy? Where's that from, Mandy?
No, there was no sacrificing kids
Wow.
for rituals. There was none of that. That is an absolute nonsense. I'm sorry. It is.
Wow.
There's no devil. There's nothing to implicate apart from that she liked stones. There's
I don't
no
know who
evidence
they thought
that
they were
Nicole
talking to,
Kessinger
pride or
was
honesty.
into any sort of satanic or pagan background.
So what's their reasoning for thinking that Shanann killed the kids? What do they think the motive is? They haven't given one, and they
Dude,
wouldn't
that's
during that
her.
video.
Well, no, they said that they even hinted that she accidentally killed herself, kind of, that because of the wine that.
Dude,
she,
that
they
is
said
so
she was
her.
drinking
I've
wine
how
or
many
alcohol
hours
or
of this
whatever, but she
bitch have
wasn't.
we listened
But this
to?
is their version, okay? And that because of that, that's what caused her to like not be able to be, come out of it. And he didn't really choke her hard because he would have broken her hyoid bone. And it's not true. You can strangle someone without breaking that. And it doesn't mean that nothing was done to her. It's just just a crock of crap. It really is.
Wow.
Well, yes, it's basically mission blame anybody but Chris.
Wait a minute. All right, let's okay.
I thought most people would have known that, but obviously people repeat the same information,
Yeah,
same
Tracy, I
misinformation.
saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had no idea about that. I was pretty convinced that it was her. 'Cause, I don't know.
I mean, in the beginning, a lot of us were
Dude.
like, "Oh gosh, she's got to be involved," and kind of looked at different.
So my gosh, holy cow! Wow. I'm gonna admit it, Scotch Girlin. I mean, I believed you, but I did not think. Wow. Huh. Wow. I don't even know what to say. What do you guys think? I don't even know what to say. That's insane. Oh my God. It sounds like her. I mean, yeah, it really sounds like her. Let's try. Oh, wait, I just want to find another one of the later sound bites of her. Wait, hold it. I got to write down where these are.
No, there was no sacrificing kids for rituals. There was none of that. That is an absolute nonsense. I'm sorry. It is. There's no devil. There's nothing to implicate apart from that she liked stones. There's no evidence that Nicole Kessinger was into any sort of satanic or pagan background.
So what's their reasoning for thinking that Shanann killed the kids? What do they think the motive is? They haven't given one, and they wouldn't during that video.
Wow.
Well, no,
Holy
they said
cow.
that they
haven't given one, and they wouldn't during that video. Thinking that Shanann killed the kids.
He's never implicated.
Okay, sorry, guys.
So what's their
Okay, listen.
background.
So what's their reasoning for thinking that Shanann killed the kids? What do they think the motive is? They haven't given one, and they wouldn't during that video.
Well, no, they said that
Wow.
they even hinted that she accidentally killed herself, kind of. That
Oh my
because-
goodness, that's nuts. Dang. Scottish girl, Lynn, ding, 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 with the win for the night. That's so crazy. Oh my God. You don't think it's her? Truth seeker last name. It says, I don't think it's her. It would be really risky for her. Oh my God. So Desired says, they did tell Dr. Phil, where is this? That they believe she was involved on his show. I saw one. Yeah. Yep. They sure did. Yes, they did. Wow. Is that the one that is harder to find? Yeah. Wow. It really does sound like her. That's so crazy. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say. So, all right, guys. Well, I've got to get going. I am so tired, but thank you guys so much for being here. And Lily and Debbie and Desired and Scottish Girl Lynn, all you guys, thank you so much for just being awesome. I know. What was it like? I know. That's so crazy. I can't even believe it. Why did Dr. Phil have to take it down? Because of the NK thing, right, Desired? I had seen, like in various places that, people had been then broadcasting okay. So people were saying, oh, this is the deleted, Dr. Phil, whatever. I was still able to get it on Dr. Phil's channel on my podcast, though. But yeah. Bye, Pride or Honesty. Thanks so much for being here. I'm going to hit you up to ask you about the dual core versus quad core later, because it sounds like you know about that. And I'd be very interested in hearing what you have to say about that. So, True Seeker says, I think she's more of a hide behind fake account troll. I think so too. Yeah, I mean, I think that for sure. But man, that does sound like her. I don't know. I'm gonna have to listen to that like 5,000 times. All right, guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night. And I think probably Tuesday night and Thursday night, I will be doing another live and just going a little further into this. And yeah, so, okay. Bye. Bye, Nancy. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Nancy. All right. I'll talk to you guys really soon. Bye. Thanks, Desire. Thank you so much. Yes, I definitely will. And hey, guys, I do mean to turn on notifications. Do you guys not? Can you let me know in chat if you get notifications when I'm going live or not? Because if you don't, then I gotta change something because I of course want you to get notifications. Just gonna wait a minute to see if you guys have anything to say about that. And good night, everyone. Be safe, be healthy, be happy, sleep like a baby. Well, I'm going to sleep like a baby because it's that time of night. Or have an awesome day. Lily girl, you go to sleep. And don't bash victims' families, please. Ever. Terrible thing. Really super not classy. Poor taste. Not cool. Ever. Yes, and Merry Christmas to you, Farah. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah. Oh, thanks, guys. No, whatever. Okay, guys, I see your comments, so I will put it in the community post next time I'm going live. Awesome. Yeah, and you know what? I did have the personal and yes, I know. I did have the personal and the cell phone mixed up. I was just looking back through Discovery, and there's a couple places in Discovery where it's mixed up. So I'm sorry about that. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Anyway, I will address that in my next live. Bye, guys. Have a good night. Oh, you did that work? You unsubbed then subbed again. Then thank you guys. Thank you so much. So if you unsub and then sub again and hit the bell, that might work. Oh, okay, cool, awesome. Thank you guys. I'm so glad you guys were here. Thank you so much, Desire, Joan, Debbie, Cecile, and Lily, and I don't know, I'm missing some other people. Nancy, of course. And all right, love y'all. Have a great night. I'll talk to you guys really soon. I'll see you later this week for sure. I'm going to try to do like 7 or so on Tuesday and Thursday. I have this week off. I'm so excited. All right. Bye, guys.